In today's video, we're going to go over 5 skills that you need to develop if you want to be rich. Hi everyone, my name is Helen. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 skills that you need to develop when you want to be rich. So let's just jump right into it. The first skill that you need to develop when you want to become rich is actually self-motivation. Now, motivating yourself is critical to becoming rich because if you're not motivating yourself, you're not taking steps to keep on track to reach your goals, you'll never actually take the first step to get there. Now, friends, family, other people in your life, maybe a business partner, they can help in some way because they can encourage you, they can help you and stay on track by really just kind of getting you to recognize where you're going. But you ultimately have to be the one who takes the first step and starts working toward your goals. If you aren't self-motivated, you're never going to get there. Now, the thing about self-motivation is that it's very individual and very personal. What motivates you may not motivate another person and vice versa. So you really need to think about what it is that you are aiming toward. What is the purpose of this journey to become rich? If you have a clear idea of what you're going for, then you'll have something to reach toward, which means it'll be easier to stay motivated each step of the way. The second skill that you need to develop if you want to be rich is going to be delayed gratification. Now, delayed gratification is one of those things that if you want to be rich, it's absolutely vital. You need to be playing the long game. That means you are looking at long-term goals, long-term plans, and you are not looking at short-term fluctuations. You're not looking at short-term situations that may happen. You're looking for the long-term. You need to know sometimes you will have to delay the gratification in order to get what you want. That's a critical part of becoming wealthy, because if you are not delaying gratification, you're going and spending your money before you're actually investing it. So playing the long game is a critical part, which means you need to delay gratification every step of the way until you actually reach your goals. That's how you become rich. The third skill that you need to develop if you want to become rich is reading regularly. Now, reading regularly has a lot of benefits. It's not only healthy for your brain and helps with your long-term memory and really just keeps your muscles working when it comes to your brain. It also has an important part in learning new skills and learning new tasks and learning new things. The more you read, the more knowledge you gain, the more you can apply to different areas of your life. Sometimes what you'll read in a book may not seem important at the time that you read it, but then as you're going through different steps to reach your wealth goals, you're going to end up finding out that, hey, that thing I read 2 years ago, that applies now, and it's actually very helpful. So the more you read and the more regularly you are reading, the more information you have to draw on in order to make decisions or in order to accomplish different tasks. It's important to read regularly if you want to be wealthy. The fourth skill that you need to develop if you want to be wealthy is learning how to outsource. When you are not able to outsource different tasks, you're actually being very inefficient. Now, outsourcing means that you take on the tasks that you are the best at, the areas where you are most skilled. And when you have a particular weakness, that's where you give it to someone else to do who is better at it. The more that you learn to outsource different tasks, the more you're freeing up your time to focus on what you are good at. So wealthy people have a tendency to outsource not only the things that are weaknesses that they have, such as hiring someone to take on skills that they don't have, or they will take on other areas where there is a weakness. They also tend to hire out people for things like cleaning or other tedious tasks that they simply don't have time for. Outsourcing is an important part of becoming wealthy, especially when you're talking about a balance of skills and entrepreneurship. So a lot of entrepreneurs, they hire talent to make up for the skills that they don't have or the weaknesses that they have. So they can focus on their strengths and they can have someone else focus on their strengths. That creates a team that really works and builds up together so that you end up accomplishing tasks in a very timely manner. So That's one thing that you need to develop especially as you are becoming wealthy, so that you can hire out the talent or get the skills that you need that you may not be able to do or that you are simply struggling with. When it comes to outsourcing, one thing you should keep in mind is that even if you have not yet become wealthy, you actually can start outsourcing by working with family, friends, and other loved ones to help you with certain tasks. So for example, when my husband was studying to gain certain designations, at that time I was taking on all of the tedious tasks so that he could focus on just studying. He could focus on getting that designation that he needed. Now, the amount of work and what you're doing and what kind of tasks you outsource or work with other people to accomplish, that's going to depend on your situation and where you are at. But sometimes it's just a matter of asking someone that you care about, hey, can you help me with this because I'm not very good at this particular task, or I don't have time to do this task. Sometimes that's all you need to do, and it'll be helpful for you in the long term. The fifth skill that you need to learn if you want to be rich is money management. Now, if you're on this channel, that is something that you are almost certainly looking for information on, how to manage your money and how to save money. Money management is all about how you are saving and how you are investing and what you're doing with your money. Wealthy people become wealthy by saving money. You cannot become wealthy if you are spending like crazy and you have nothing to show for it. If you want to become rich, if you want to be wealthy, if your goal is to become financially free, you have to start with saving. You have to save as much as you can so that you have money to invest. If you aren't saving anything, you will never become wealthy. Wealth comes from saving. So learning money management skills, how to budget, how to manage where you're placing your money, how to invest, what to do when emergencies arise. These are all things that you need to learn as part of money management so that you can really build up your wealth and start improving your financial situation. This is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.